It's almost spring break. I wonder what we're gonna do this year. That probably gives you an idea about what I am going to talk about. Yes, today I'm going to talk about my most memorable vacation trip. And that happens to be during spring break a few years ago. Have you ever heard of a place called Fairhope? Probably not. It's a small town in Pennsylvania. There we rented a cabin in the middle of a 600-acre forest. I was terrified. The thought of wild animals wasn't very pleasant, though my parents weren't worried at all. Was I missing something? I wasn't unsure. Spring break came and we drove to Fairhope. The first thing that I realized that it was off the grid. There meant no TVs, cell phones, or iPad. Wild animals and no internet? I wasn't so sure about this. As we were driving, we took a sun turn to the forest. Now I was really worried, but I was pleasantly surprised when we arrived at the cabin. There, in the middle of a 600-acre forest, was a big clearing. The cabin was more like a big house in the middle of a lush green meadow filled with daffodils. In front of the house there was a swimming hole. To one corner there was a lake and there was a stream that flowed through the property. On the stream there was a bridge. Across the bridge there was a big tree with a swing. The place looked like it was out of a storybook. No wonder my parents weren't worried. Of course, immediately we started exploring. There were hiking trails, even more meadows, and sloping hillsides filled with daffodils. The water in the swimming hole was freezing cold. We tried to catch tadpoles in it, and we even splashed in the lake. We played catch and badminton in the meadows. We had picnic lunches outdoors, and we went canoeing in the lake. We took long walks in the forest too. If you were wondering if there were any wild animals, of course they were, but they weren't really interested in us. Usually after dark we stayed inside for safety, as inside there were tons of board games, so we played them. Time flew by and it was soon time to go. Truth being said, I didn't miss my video games, iPad at all, as I was having too much fun playing outdoors. As we were packing up to go, I took one last glance at the beautiful meadow, wishing I could spend more time there, as this had just become my most favorite place in the whole wide world. And the few days that I spent there became my most memorable vacation trip ever. And whenever I think of Fairhope, I'm reminded of these lines from the poem called Daffodils, written by William Wordsworth. Let me share a few lines with you. I wander as lonely as a cloud that floats high over the hills and vales, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Fairhope is a precious memory I will treasure forever. Thank you.